You know what's really great? Here's what's really great. This is what I love about this course. It's going to come back to you. This is amazing about this course. It's going to come back to you. As I said to you yesterday, the things that you're learning here, as you are just normal doing your business in your day-to-day life, making normal decisions. Normal what? Making normal decisions, normal choices, you're just going to find you make different choices. Just different decisions. Things that you did before that seemed appropriate just won't seem appropriate anymore. And things that, and you might make the mistake once or twice, but it's just going to go, I don't know, it's just, that's just not me. That's not a smart thing to do, right? And you'll just start to make decisions. What's the word? Decisions and choices that'll lead to success. And you won't even know where it came from. You won't go, whoa, that came from Guerrilla Business. You don't know that. All you'll know is this is the reasonable thing to do. It's just the smart thing to do. It's just, here's an option, and you go, I'll do that. Yes? But what you will know is what's happening in your bank account. What you will know is how your business is growing. What you will know is that the choices are getting much more obvious. And you will know what not to do. Yes or yes? And that's the big thing. So are you having fun? Yes. Give someone a high five and say, you're incredible. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to turn you over to somebody. Someone who I really, really admire. Now, let me tell you about this gentleman. Shh. What you need to know is that he's handpicked. What is he? Because he's got a gift. And his gift is he is able to create, develop, concoct very specific simulation games that put you in it and have you learn the lessons in the game. And as you know, how you do anything is how you do what? Everything. So I know this gentleman. He's actually been with Peaks for quite a while, taken many of our programs, and was in our private circle. And when he was in the private circle, by the way, just so you know, we had 20 amazing people in that circle, and he kind of just led the way the entire time. This guy's an entrepreneur, does real estate, he does business, he's really a magnet for success and does extremely well, knows how to teach it, but mostly comes up with amazing games that allow you to learn what you need to learn in this setting. And then you learn it here, and you don't make the same mistakes, or you do the right things, and you just take them into your real life. Good or good? Because there's a saying that says, how you do anything is how you do what? And how you play your games is how you play your life. How many are ready to play this game? You're not ready. Are you ready to play the game? At 100%? At 1,000%? At 1,000,000%? Help me welcome Mr. Clinton Swain. Come on up here, Clinton.
We have a lot to cover. So first of all, how many of you love to make money? And how many of you love to have fun? Well, as Harv said, my name's Clinton Swain. My warrior name is Soaring Eagle. How many warriors are there in the room? One, a hope. A hope! I'm also a Quantum Leap member. I've gone through the entire package of programs. Harv has changed my life. In fact, the game you're about to play came as a result of me being in Millionaire Mind. And Harv standing up here and saying, if you're good at something and you're not teaching it, you're ripping people off. And I played this game with friends of mine, with 15 to 20 people in my house. And when I heard that from Harv, it was time to step up and play a bigger game and make a bigger difference. So here I am, one year and 6 months later, teaching this game up here. But I'm one of you. Guerrilla Business School changed my life, without a doubt. When Harv was up here talking about focus, it absolutely made a significant, profound difference in everything I was doing. So, my promise to you is if you give 100%, I'll create an environment of lessons and breakthroughs that can dramatically change the way you operate your business. But I'm also going to make a request. We're already running overtime. This game normally plays for about 5 hours. So my request to you is that, is it okay that if we play as long as we need to get maximum value? Is that all right? Okay. A little bit of background from me. I created my first financial game when I was 8 years old. I began computer programming at the age of 13. I ran a games club for 10 years. I owned a board game store for 2 years. I did an arts degree, business degree, computing degree, all simultaneously. I ran a software company for 7 years, and I pulled apart and analyzed 32 different industries to create software to run the companies, often while they're in the development mode. I then bought and sold and was involved in hundreds of properties of all sizes and was involved in the analysis and development of over $500 million of real estate. I'm also a leadership coach and coach teams for 4 months at a time. So I synthesized my computer background, my games background, my business experience, and my leadership coaching into create these powerful game environments. What we're going to cover today, this game is called Entrepreneurial Empire. It's about you creating a business from a business concept, then taking that business and building it all the way through the growth stage to the point where it's a neat, compact, profitable business that you can sell off for millions of dollars. Anyone like the sound of that? Yeah. I start my business to sell my business and get rich. Who's prepared to learn that lesson tonight? Yeah. Who's prepared to be able to walk out of here and do that for the rest of your life? Yeah. Okay. If you learn these concepts, you'll be able to walk out of here and take these concepts into any business and turn around and structure it with a team to be able to make millions of dollars. Okay, let's get started here. Being a computer programmer, I was terrible at art. Okay, business idea. Although I have a strange understanding, what would we have thought of a business idea before Einstein? Before Edison. It's like the symbol for Edison is light bulb for an idea. The game is going to revolve around you finding a business concept. In the room here, you're going to form companies. You're going to get together in groups between 7 and 10 people and form a company. And then the CEO and the CFO who are going to get appointed in the company are going to go over to here and find a business idea. They range everything from daddy daycare to window shields to being a realtor to being palm reading. There's 160 different business ideas over here. The next thing we're going to do is we are then going to start on the principle of this game. Now, there's 2 layers to this game. One is the business principles we're going to learn. The other is the observation game, basically being a mirror. So, let me come up here. Who's been to Train the Trainer? Wasn't it fabulous? Train the Trainer is one of the top 4 courses I've ever done. Absolutely brilliant. If you want to be a trainer and you have not done it, do that course. It absolutely has changed my life. So, some of you may recognize this. When emotion is high, intelligence is low. Can anyone relate to that? Let me tell you a quick story. I've got a very good dear friend of mine. She is a probably about 250-pound Dutch woman. Very sane, very logical, very profound person. But she was on the freeway one time. Some emotional stuff had caught up, and someone cut her off. And for some reason, she got triggered. And she went into an intensely emotional state. This is on the 405. She chased him. Obviously, it was late at night. Obviously, 405 at least time at night. She chased him for 8 miles down the 405. But that wasn't enough. The person got off the freeway. She chased them off the freeway. She chased them for another 3 miles into South Central LA. Now, for anyone who doesn't know LA, a big Dutch woman probably should not be in South Central LA after midnight. However, she was highly emotional, which means her intelligence was low. It took her another 1.5 miles to realize she was in the wrong neighborhood. Gradually, her emotions came down, her intelligence went up, and she got out of there. In this game, my job is to make you get up here. In fact, our team around the side has been told to push your buttons. Our sole objective in this game is to get you emotional, is to get you up here. We're going to compress over 3.5 years of real full-time business experience into about 2 hours of game time. All the good, all the bad is compressed. Well, when something is compressed, it creates energy. And that energy coming out is going to be emotion. So, everyone here think they're calm? We'll see. Last one, we did this 5 days ago in Orlando. We had one person storm out of the room in anger. Straight out. We had another lady who broke down in tears in my arms. So you think you're calm now, just be prepared. I have no idea what's going to happen in the room. However, if something gets incredibly emotional and you feel like you want to leave, it's okay that you want to feel you want to leave, just don't leave. Come to me and I will clean you off, get you back in the game. Does anyone here like diving into their emotional stuff? No, it's not comfortable, is it? But I'll tell you what, if you want to have breakthroughs, often you need to confront the stuff that's holding you back to get through. So what this game is going to push you up against all the stuff that you don't want to see. Then we get to push you harder until you break through. Or break, one of the two. But that's my job, is to come and clean you back up and get you back in the game. So, this chart here was created by a guy called Lester Levinson. And down the bottom of this chart, it's a chart of emotions. Down the bottom is heavy, like stop you in your tracks type emotions. Apathy, kind of like you don't care that you don't care. Okay, at this point here, nothing's happening in your life. You are stuck, going nowhere. Then above that is grief. Absolute victim. Does anyone know someone who's a total victim in an area of their life and they haven't shifted for like 20 years? That's my mother in real estate. Right? My mother's brother, my uncle, bought a piece of property 25 years ago and the tenant damaged it. Well, my mother has since said real estate is a bad investment and she will never, ever, ever talk about doing investment, but she's stuck in her brother's grief about a real estate deal. Cannot discuss it with her, she's stuck. Next thing above that. Fear. Some of you may be literally stuck to your seats today. Okay? When I'm going around coaching with I've got a team of coaches in the room. We're going to be coming there to help put a crowbar under you and get you back in the game again. Because it may seem funny now, but when some of the stuff is going to happen in this room, you'll be amazed at what goes on. And some people will just check out. They'll either go to apathy and think, man, this game is dumb. Why am I here? This is stupid. Or fear. I don't know what to do. I'm confused. Okay? It's all good. These emotions are part of living, but our job as coaches is to clean you off and get you back in the game. Next. Lust. Not that lust. This lust is greed and self-interest. Okay? It's all about you. Right? So you're going to be in a company and you'll have some people in your team who might decide to go off and do their own thing. This is all about you and self-centered. Next. Anger. Some of you will get very angry in the room, and it's perfect. Experience the anger. The worst thing you can do is shut it off and repress it. Okay? If you feel angry, vent it. This is a safe place for you to go crazy tonight. Okay? Now, one rule. Okay, letting me get to that point. One rule. You are not allowed to hit any of the staff. That's the only rule that you may not break in the entire game. The consequences are being thrown out of the course. You may not touch one of the staff. You may want to hit one of the staff. Not a problem if you want to hit them. Just do not hit them. Okay. Yes? Can you hit each other? I hadn't anticipated that. I'll say no. I'll be a spoil sport and say no. You may not hit another participant. However, verbal, no problem. Okay. Okay, next. Pride. Pride is one of the biggest self-limiting beliefs. Pride will stop you in your tracks in this game. Here's the issue with pride. Pride gives you success to a certain level, but then you stopped because you're closed. You're not going to listen to anyone else who can give you a better answer, a better alternative. So the objective here is to go above the line. This little line here, it's like a steel bar. It's not easy to cross that line. What's above that line is courage, acceptance, and peace. The fact you're in this room, looking at changing your future and moving forward in your life, is about courage. Everyone in this room right now is playing in courage because you're here. There's lots of other places you could be. Acceptance, that's where wizards live. They live in here and peace. They move between the two. What is, go with the flow, it's all up here. However, life doesn't make it convenient. And we don't make it convenient. That's our job. So here's what will happen. You're all sitting in your chairs, smiling and laughing, and da-da-da-da-da. Then suddenly you'll start the game and there'll be chaos and someone will push in front of you or cut the line. Then you'll, oh no, this is a game. Going up here. Someone else will cut. Then gradually, someone will come and give you a deal, or what you'll call an event card. The crap that hits the fan. It'll be like, oh damn, this is blah. It'll be like this. And some of you may laugh, but some of you are like, oh, this is dumb, and want to leave. I give you my word, some of you here will want to quit this game because it doesn't work, doesn't make sense, it's stupid, tough, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff that's going to come up is all the story that stops you every single area of your life. It's not me, it's not the game, it's your conversations about how you react with the world around you. So, my objective of my team is to push you down here. Your objective is to come back up again as fast as you can. It is not that we go down. We're humans. We're emotive beings. That's not the point. The point is, how quickly do you come up again? Anyone nervous? You should be. Bring it, Warriors. One, bring it on. Bring it on! Okay. Suck it up, princess. Gotta love Warriors. Okay, so this game, we're going to find that business idea, and then we're going to go over the 6 limiting factors that stop any business. I don't care whether you're a person selling oranges at the intersection or whether you're General Motors. Every single company I've ever dealt with in analyzing businesses follows the same 6 limiting factors. This is what they are. But being an award-winning artist, I'm going to draw them. Okay, number 1. What's that? Production. The ability to produce a given good or service. What is that? Someone said it. Distribution. The ability to get your good and service to the person who wants it in a timely manner. Distribution. The ability to get a good or service to the person who wants it in a timely manner. What's that? That is team. That is your company and people resources, the human element of putting a business together. Finance. The money to cover all the goods and services created plus the operational expenses needed to complete a business. Next. Marketing. The ability to communicate your message of goods and services to the people who desire it. What's that? That is demand. People who actually want what you've got. Now, if you have a business with fantastic production, fantastic distribution, a great team, you have lots of money, and you've got lots of people who want it, and you have no marketing, what have you got? No business. No business. What if you have a big warehouse, great trucks, great people, great marketing, and you've got a whole lot of people who want it, but no money? No business. This whole premise is the lowest of these factors determines the success of your business. So in this game, your job is to collect resources, is to collect these 6 elements. So let's go through them. What's this one? Okay, I've always wanted to do that. So, as well as that, we have an opportunity to rapidly accelerate our business. Collecting these resources is additive. It's going to add to your business. Who would prefer to multiply your business? Right? This section is about multiplying your business rather than adding to your business. Okay, we have 3 of them. Any idea? Mentors. Books, tapes, physical people that you can speak to. They're going to coach, guide you on your path to success. Accelerators. Put the pedal to the metal and grow your business rapidly. I'll explain what that means very shortly. Champions. Who would love people out there who talk about your market, talk about your product and company for free? Anyone like those sort of people? Isn't that what ambassadors are for peak potentials? They're out there championing peak potentials, but they're going out there talking it because they love the product. And if you've got people going out there and building your business for you, in this game we call them champions. So we have, what do we have up here? Mentors. So, definition of a business in this game. An organization that transfers ownership of a good or service with the intention to profit. An organization that transfers ownership of a good or a service with the intention to profit. Because if it was simply to profit, General Motors would not be a business today. General Motors lost how many $1 billion this year? So the definition of a business is one with an intention to profit. Whether they profit or not ends up being the final balance sheet and profit and loss. Okay, next. We have what's called event cards in the game. So event cards is all the stuff that goes wrong in your business. Because businesses always work perfectly. Has anyone's business always worked perfectly from day one till now and made millions of dollars? If they are, find them and hunt them down. So this game simulates all the stuff that doesn't work through some what's called event cards. Let me read you a couple. Your credit line was pulled. Your phone system shut down during the middle of a peak promotional campaign. False advertising. Your advertising manager did not actually do the job properly. Your chief client goes broke. Internal theft. A team of your operation crew has been busy siphoning off resources for their friends. Your distributor goes bankrupt. Your database was taken by one of your IT staff. A marketing flop. You spend lots of time advertising new strategies, and oops, there was a marketing flop. And last one here, oops, fire in the IT department. Now, do you think any of these might have a hindrance on your business? Yes. So, what this game is going to be is this. Mr. Potato Head, very close. This game is going to be a great mirror for you, because the partners you pick in your company will be the ones that will probably aggravate you the most. Because what happens when we have partners? Do partners increase our emotion? Yes. Anyone ever had a bad partner in a business or in a personal relationship? More hands go up. Now, you can always go off and make a company by yourself later on and lock yourself in the closet on the internet. No problem. This game is designed to put you with partners so it increases the emotion of going through the experience. If this game is dumb, I would ask yourself, why is this game dumb? If this game was brilliant, why is it brilliant? There's two games going on here. One is the game mechanics happening in the room. The other one is what's going on in your head. And this one is far more important than what happens in the game room. Because the cards are simply the mechanics. You can learn a lot of lessons. The cards have incredibly valuable information. If you read this, which I encourage you to do, read it and look for the lesson for you. There's enormous value in that. But more importantly is how are you reacting to your team? How are you reacting to the events? How are you reacting when things aren't going your way? When someone cuts in line from you, when you're not getting what you're after? How do you react to that? And ask yourself, how do you shift? So, here's two more important distinctions. Everything is negotiable. Who loves that concept? Everything is negotiable. We'll see. We've already done negotiating in Guerrilla Business School, haven't we? Now you get to live it, work it, do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. You've heard the concept. Now you get to live it in the room. And yet, we'll see, now you've got the tools, how many of you actually go to work with the tools? Okay, next. All rules are breakable. Okay, the one about hearing the staff and everyone else, that's a law. That's not a rule. Okay? All rules are breakable. Now, I tell you that, but chances are most of you won't actually do it. Most of you will be stuck into your patterns, and our job is to break you out of that pattern. Now, what happens if you break rules? Consequences. Consequences. Now you tell me this. Should you know the consequences before or after the event? Before. But many of you won't. Based on results. This is the 47th time I've run these games. Based on results of watching people, a lot of people do dumb things. They break rules and then find out what the consequences are after. So I would encourage you to break rules, or ask first when you know the consequences, then decide whether you break the rule or not. When I say go, it won't be for a while yet, we're going to form into companies between 7 and 10 people. Okay? You make up the teams. This is your world. Okay? However many people are here, this is your world. You get to make it all up. 7 to 10 people is the number of people in the game, or in the company. When you do that, you're going to elect a CEO to run the company and a CFO to do the paperwork. Now the CFO has the toughest job in the game, which I'll explain in a moment. So watch who you pick. It's key. Okay, you're going to come over here, grab a business idea. When you have the business idea, you're going to go, the CEO only will go over there and pick the business idea. They'll come back to the company. They'll sit together. They're then going to find this paperwork over here. The CEO will come over here, get a business idea. Oh, that works. They'll grab a card and they'll grab the paperwork and take it back to the company. The paperwork consists of this. This is the first page. You're going to write down the company name. You're going to write down the idea. It's all on the card. 95% of everything you need to know is on the card. Read the card. It's experience. I've dealt with a lot of people asking dumb questions. They're all on the card. The category is on the card. Now, you're then going to write down your names for the partners, the percentage ownership. Now, we said here earlier what? Everything is negotiable. You negotiate what percentage you want to own of the company. You then sign it. Now, why do we sign it? Because I'll tell you what. There was a deal I was doing in New York. I was with a partner. I had my contracts drawn up. I was running around for 4 months around the country doing deals. We were making a lot of money doing great deals. I got back and realized that he had taken all the assets and put them into his name. That cost me $1.6 million. What was worse is I had the contract sitting in my briefcase unsigned. Here's the lesson. Get it signed. So you're going to come over here, sign the contract. When all of you have signed it, one of you is going to go over to the back to the county recorder. Okay, the county recorder will be at the back there. What you're going to do is you're going to get it stamped. When it's stamped, okay, they're going to issue a number. That means you are now officially in business. Up to that time, you just had a nice, friendly meeting at a house. Once it's in business, you're off and running. The rest of your team is out collecting resources. Next, there are 6 stations on the side. In fact, we have production is over there. We have distribution next to it, stand up, it's like a Mexican wave. And next to that we have team. Over this side we have finance. Then we have marketing in the middle. And then we have demand at the end. Okay? So you're going to be constantly going between these 6 stations to collect resources. It may say, blah, 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 marketing gives you $50,000 of marketing. You're going to rush back to your CFO and say, hey, I collected $50,000 of marketing. They're going to write down the sheet, smile, and tell you to go and get more resources. Okay? So you're going to be constantly going back and forth. And what are we doing? We're looking at filling the limiting factor. The lowest factor is what we're looking at solving. Okay? So if everyone in your team is going and lining up in production, you're not going to have a very successful business. You know, if you have 10 people in your team and they're all marketing experts, but no one knows how to produce anything, you probably don't have a successful business. So you need to spread those resources out. Next, we have what's called a trading pit. Back there in the room is Ari Gronich, my pit boss. Okay? Okay? Now, we have a trading pit. What does that mean? It means if you want to trade resource cards in the game, the only place you can do it is in the pit. Anything outside of trading cards. So say, for example, I have production, surplus production. You have surplus marketing in your company, and we want to trade and refer resources. The only place that trade can happen is in the pit. Anything outside that is illegal and has consequences. So if you want to trade resources, go and see Ari, he manages the pit. Now, when you go up to the 6 stations on the side, you're going to roll 2 dice. How many dice? 2. You're going to have one of 4 actions. If you roll a 1 to a 2, sorry, a 2 to a 3, we're rolling 2 dice, okay, what you're going to get is an event card. Something goes wrong in your business. They're going to tell you, go to the back and collect an event. If you roll 4 to 6, we have a concept. What's that? It's a wall. It's called hit the wall. If you roll 4 to 6, you're going to hit the wall. You've got to leave that station and go to another station before you can go back there again. It's like repeatedly doing the same thing again and again and again with no success. You need to go elsewhere, and then you can come back to that later. If you roll a 7 to 11, you're going to get the resource you're after, either 1, 2, or 3 cards. And if you roll a 12, you're going to get a rocket ship, business growth. This is where you're going to have one of the mentors, accelerators, or champion cards over here. You'll notice at the 6 stations, there's these big, long lines taped on the ground that are very narrow. Now, if you step outside the line, you might be sent to the back of the line. There might be consequences. Okay? So you'll have to learn in the process of collecting resources. Now, I want to get back into the game very quickly. So there's 2 more things to go. So if you're after production, they'll give you production cards to grow your business. Okay? The question was, what's 7 to 11? So if you are on the board for team, if you're on the board for team and you roll 7 to 11, you'll get cards that will accelerate your area in team. Okay. Next, there's one more thing we need to do. When you do county recorder, they're going to take your company name down. Because in life, events just happen. And you know the old bumper sticker you used to see? Happens. In this game, events happen. Which means randomly throughout the game, they're going to call your company name over the microphone. They're going to go, palm by the palms, palm reading, come and see the event board. You're going to walk up there and they're going to hand you some event cards for you to deal with for your company. Now, in life, what happens when you don't deal with the stuff that's not working? It gets worse. Does it get a little bit worse? No, it gets really bad. To accelerate that and teach that, every 7.5 minutes that you ignore it, they're going to keep adding extra cards onto the pile for you. Eventually, if you are so ignorant, they will hunt your company down and give them to you, which will probably bankrupt your company. So the objective is when you hear it, maybe you should go back and get it. Okay, I've got one last thing to cover and then we're ready to start. Okay, how do you win? Shh. The way you win is to have your company books correct every single quarter. When you have 4 consecutive quarters of growing profit, you have the opportunity to sell your business to a multinational at a PE ratio between 3 and 50. What does that mean? It means you can make a lot of money. Okay? Over here, when you pick up a champion card, one of the champion cards says supernova. Basically, your company goes from this size to shoom, you make a lot of money and you sell out for millions of dollars. Okay? So, how do you win? You make the most money you can by selling your company. The record in the game is $78 million. Okay? We'll see if we beat it. To do that, you need immaculate records. Speaking of which, we have the IRS here. So, Jennifer here is going to be assisting you in auditing your company books. She has the IRS rights to penalize you or reward you, although that doesn't really happen. But she's going to either penalize you or reward you based upon the accuracy of your books. So give the IRS a hand. What's this boo? Okay, last thing before we get started. The CFOs, if anyone's thinking of being a CFO, pay attention, because this will drive you crazy. Here's what's going to happen. Your team is going to come back to you and say, oh look, we just bought back 50 on team, and we bought 121 on production, and we bought 30 on finance, and we bought 60 on marketing and 100 on demand, and every 15 minutes, my staff at the back are going to go, end of the quarter, file your quarterly returns. Every 15 minutes, you must add everything up and file your quarterly returns. 15 minutes. Now, you're going to have, say, 6 to 8 people throwing stuff at you as they're busy building the business. The CFO gets to handle it all. In a moment, you're going to form teams of 7 to 10 people of your choosing. Okay? Everyone must be in a team. Once your team is together, one of you, and one of you only, goes over the business idea. There's going to be a team of staff. Can I get like 7 of the staff around the table? Okay? So there's going to be 7 of you. There are going to be staff members around there to guide you. See, just notice when you're getting the final rules that some of you want to get distracted and miss the key points. And then you wonder why life's not working for you. you'll collect your team, 7 to 10 people. The CEO, you will appoint a CEO, CFO. The CEO rushes over there, finds a business that they want to do on behalf of the team, grabs the paperwork for your company to fill out. They're going to come back to the middle. Everyone's going to fill out the paperwork. Name, signature, then they're going to go to the back and get it recorded. When it's recorded, they're going to hand it back to the CFO. The rest of the team goes crazy, starts finding resources, deals with events, and starts interacting with each other. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, we still have a lot to go over. So, first of all, did any of you have any fun playing this game? Secondly, did any of you learn anything about yourselves in the game? Okay, fun learning. Okay, so I need you to be listening. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming up now, which is going to be very important. Because now you all get to take off your player's cap, and put on your analyzer's hat. Shh. Now we get to step out of ourselves as a player and look at how we played the game. Okay, because it's one thing to be in the game, it's another thing to be how you played the game. Were you happy with your results? Were you, these are just rhetorical questions. Just listen to what I'm saying. Were you happy with your results? Don't need to answer. Were you happy with the way you played? Were you happy with the way your team played? How did this show up for how you operate in real life? Now, one of the things we're going to do first, before we get into further debriefing is, here's what happens in the game. All the positive energy that comes up in the game is internalized into the body. That's good. All the negative energy that happened in the game is internalized in the body. That's bad. So when anger came up or stress came up and we didn't release it and shake it off, it gets trapped in the body physiologically. So what we need to do is get up and shake it off. So everyone stand up, shake your body, feel free. Let all the crap that you've gone through for the last couple of hours get out of your body. If we don't shake that off, if you've had frustrations that you have not shaken off, if you've had, being a victim to something, if I was coming up here and telling you to get off stage for the 4th time in a row and you're getting pissed off at me, it's all good, but it gets trapped in the body, so you need to free it up so we can now use that analyzer's hat to look at how you played the game. So what you need to do is, how many of you are still sitting with your companies? Wow, congratulations. Okay, that's feedback for you. Obviously the companies weren't that stressed. The first thing we need to do is you need to find some pen and paper. And you all need to write down and take about 3 minutes to write down what the 5 biggest lessons you learnt out of this process are. So whatever it is, get up and grab pen and paper and sit down. Take 3 minutes in silence. In silence. No one should be talking right now. No, your personal 5 lessons that you can take away from this and reflect on what's going to be different after this event. Okay, next, what I'd like to do is do some class sharing. Who would like to share anything that they learnt down the front here? Stand up, please.
Hello? Okay. Hi, my name is Geraldine, and I had a lot of fun. I act to make things happen. I am a high risk taker. I am a team player. I look for solutions, and I play to win.
And you did fantastic. Your company sold up here, didn't it?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Give her a hand. That was awesome. Okay, who else? Who else?
Good evening. I grew in my ability to improve in my negotiating and understanding the key elements of negotiations, which was critical for me. I loved my team, and I knew I would. I kept my word to Nick, our pit boss. He actually made $97,000 on a deal he made with me. And I'm relentless in my pursuit of business, and I built great rapport with everybody.
Aren't they good lessons to carry through?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Give her a hand. Over here.
Hi, I'm Jerry Brimacombe, the CEO of Artistic Endeavor. I'm not going to talk about my own experience. I'm going to talk about the experience of the team and of the company performance, if I may. We had an excellent team, excellent company. We found there was a bit of a challenge balancing between planning and execution. The people that had the clear roles, like the CFO, seemed to have a more comfortable retrospection of their experience. They were more comfortable in that. A lot of the other people were a little bit more, they didn't know what they were doing or what we were supposed to do. And me as the CEO didn't know how to direct them very well at that point. So
Artistic Endeavors was pretty accurate.
Yeah, we're a little artsy. Near the end of the game, we got a couple of really good contracts, but we weren't able to convert those into any real cash. And we did find, about in the middle of the game, we started to create a few systems, which really did seem to make a huge difference in terms of everybody's comfort. But overall, I think we had a really good experience. It was a good learning experience, and everybody did not kill each other, which is always a good thing in business.
That helps.
Yeah.
Awesome. Give me a hand. So, if you came up on stage and negotiated a contract and had a signed contract with me or one of the team up here, raise your hand. Keep them raised. So, keep your hands raised. Let everyone else see. See how few that many people were. Everyone who came up on stage was negotiating and writing contracts with me outside the box. Okay? Which means is rather than going through all the lines, they would say, hey, I want 50,000 in finance. Put your hands down. They say, I want 50,000 in finance, and then they'd come to me and negotiate for it rather than going to the actual lines. So, did that speed up the process for those teams? Yes? Yes, tremendously. So in real life, do you want to follow what everyone else does, or do you want to go after directly to the source of your results? Directly to the source. I tell you what, it's much, much faster if you can chop off all that wait time by accelerating it. Okay, who else would like to share? Over here.
My name is Kent, and I was one of the CFOs of a mega merger that was occurring.
Hang on, let's give all the CFOs a hand. Didn't they do a phenomenal job? Can they all stand?
Yeah.
All the CFOs stand.
They're there. That's right.
Thank you so much. We love all you CFOs who do all the hard work.
And I think one of the major comments, at least on this side of the room, that I heard was that this was a good example of I think the frenzy that was probably occurring in the Soviet Union when communism disintegrated, because one of the things we noticed was that it was that the rules were very flexible. And people by their nature, we as a species tend to take advantage of that, so we changed the rules. We evolved things, and we also, I think people had a very creative sense about creating new forms in the market as they was evolving. So that put a lot of challenge, there was a lot of pressure, but I think commendably people really held their own and played together in teams.
Wonderful. Give them a hand. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who else?
I wasn't the CFO or CEO to start with, and
that's ominous.
And the team that we actually had, I think, 2 people leave, and
Why'd they leave?
I don't know. They actually left. I'm not really
Out of the
sure.
game totally, or they just left your team?
They left our team. I don't know if they're still here or whatnot. pure, I don't know. But what I learned was never, never, never give up. Because when I saw the group up there, and I was like, what's going on over there? And I went and saw, and I was like, Michelle, I've been trying to raise capital, or I have been raising capital for over a year and a half. I have 5-year projections. I wasn't even using that, and I was like, oh my God. So I put out a